and thank you for joining us. We are here today with Andrea Caulfield. She is the Director of Membership with ASTA, and she has actually been with the organization for 10 years now. She's going to explain to us why ASTA is such an important part of travel. And the name of the presentation today is Travel is Your Business, ASTA is Your Voice. And thank you, Andrea, so much for being here today.
Thank you, Karen, and hello to Thousand Mile Network. I appreciate the time being here, and I guess I'll show you my face. There I am. So as Karen said, I have been with ASTA almost 10 years, which really doesn't seem at all possible, but I have enjoyed it, and I have just continued to learn so much about the travel industry and the businesses that you do. So I'm really excited today to share a little bit why, if you haven't become a member already, I know there's a few that are on this call today, but if you haven't, I hope at the end of this time, you will really consider it once you see what ASTA is doing for you to protect your business. So in case there is anyone on the call that really isn't familiar with who ASTA is, I kind of want to give you a who, what, and why conversation. And we are, as the slide says, the global advocate for travel advisors in the travel industry and the traveling public. We encompass the entirety of the travel experience, which is really important as it takes a village to bring a client to a vacation and bring them home. And there's so many moving parts. So we want to represent every bit a part of that process. And how do we do that? We really do that by walking and pounding the doors in the halls of power. No matter if it's your state capital or our nation's capital, we advocate for you on positive policies that benefit your business or those that could hinder it. And, going back a little bit, we were, responsible for working to make sure that agency owners and small business owners were able to get PPP loans, and for sure the independent community able to get unemployment insurance during COVID. So that's a little bit of what we're going to talk about later in our advocacy portion coming down the way. So just a little bit quick facts kind of about our membership. And I really do love the fact that 98% of travel agencies are small businesses and 70% are owned by females, which is an incredible statistic. And when we go to Capitol Hill next month during our legislative day, these are the quick facts that we're going to talk about and say, look, this is a tremendous business opportunity for small business owners and a great community of, kind of boss females and those working to grow a business and, do all the things. So this is important information that we provide to legislators as we go to the Hill and to the state capitals to advocate on your behalf. So again, we are here to promote and defend the travel agency and advisor community. That is really the purpose and passion that we have here at ASTA on a daily basis. So really, what is advocacy? And then later on, we're going to talk about ASTA PAC and what that means and how it does affect our ability to make a change and difference on behalf of travel advisors. So like I said, here is how we represent the industry through advocacy. It's with our government through direct lobbying, whether that be our staff or the help we get from a local lobbying firm that we partner with throughout the year, whether it's grassroots, this is where our members come in. If there is a bill that's getting, released and put up for vote in one of your state's legislatures, we're going to let you know about it. And we're going to say, hey, members of Kentucky, there's a bill coming in for a vote and they're, working on it right now. Can you please go testify to why it would be good or why it would be bad for your business? And then, of course, the political engagement, which is, again, us on the Hill, us working with different committees. Our advocacy team goes to breakfasts and does a lot of networking to make sure that they keep seeing the representatives for travel advisors. So when they meet Jesse or Kate or Laura or Zane on the Hill, oh, hey, you're with that travel advisor community. That's the type of engagement we want to continue to grow on. So we also represent it on the supplier partner side, on technology partners, as well as the consumers, as we educate them on why it's important to use a ASTA member travel advisor to book travel. So I do love this quote because it really hits home with investing in advocacy is investing in your business. And like I said, no one's thinking about that the way you are. So, and if you're not investing your time and money in advocacy, you're not investing in your business. So you may not have to do the legwork, but you can donate to AstaPac. You can send a letter if when it's time, if there's some kind of grassroots effort going on. So it's the little things that add up to big things along the journey of advocacy with ASTA. So again, just going over, how it affects everything from direct lobbying to political engagement. So I wanted to start with these numbers, and it is a little outdated. We're working on getting some information, but if you think about it, it's not just those big bills on the Hill that you think about, or the Department of Transportation decisions. It really is the states that have, done some of the biggest damage or tried to. So between 2012 and 21, ASTA led efforts to get wins that saved the industry $720 million. That is a huge amount of money that did not come out of the pockets of those working in this industry. So again, it is that behind the scenes things that you don't see on a daily basis that ASTA continues to work on for our members in all 50 states and beyond. So what's been going on? A lot has been transpiring this year. It's almost September. And a lot of this stuff has been going strong, and we've been working on since middle to late at 23. So these are some things that we have been focusing on as a team here at ASTA, and many meetings, calls, et cetera, that our advocacy and industry affairs department has been working on. So we're going to talk about American First. We, of course, went up against them in regards to their just wrong practices when they began to roll out their NDC program. And, we had meetings, we did formal complaints to the DOT regarding their implementation of NDC. And then when they started to mess around with the ability of consumers not being able to use or to get their miles or their loyalty points because they chose to use a travel advisor instead of booking direct, we, really at that point had enough with it. And we did decide to put an ad campaign in Politico, which, as many of you know, is the magazine and publication that goes to the Hill directly. So lawmakers are seeing this every day, and we wanted to get this in front of them. And you can see the grassroots action taken by our members and consumers was overwhelming. We also did, Zane and Jesse participated in a hearing for the DOT because of this. And we also did a vigorous PR campaign that set up a microsite called Save Our Miles or Save My Miles, which thousands of people participated in. And we did all that, and we ended up, they crumbled in May and said, we can't roll this program out anymore. This is just, not a good thing. So they rolled everything back, and, we happened to be in Dallas at our convention. So that was pretty apropos for ASTA to have this big win while we were in Dallas. And, we didn't do it alone. There was other organizations fighting this, all, our members, consumers. So this was a huge win for us this year, and there's still more to come. NDC isn't going away, but it is about educating the advisors about what it is. So we are working with each airline. American has called us. They want to, I guess, look to do it the right way this time, or get our advice, guidance about how to get back engaged with travel advisors. So that's good news. So more to come as we move along through this process. But we're gonna take on this and enjoy this win right now. But there's still more to come. There's other instances we did not get what we wanted to. As you can see here with the ticket refunds, we're still waiting. The verbiage that came out most recently still was not in favor of travel advisors. So we are keeping up with that information. We have webinars on asta.org about this program, as well as the DOT overtime laws that came out recently. So please avail yourselves to those informational webinars on our video library page on asta.org. But, there is good news too. We have worked through to make sure that the ancillary fee rule reflected many of ASTA's recommendations, which was great. The FAA reauthorization, streamlines offline disclosures. That's great news. You don't have an extra 4 or 5 minutes in each call to work through all those. So we have been getting some positive feedback and other wins as well this year, which we're really excited about. So where do we go from here? What's still up to bat with advocacy policies going forward? And here's just a few things. And I didn't want to deep dive into a lot of this information because I certainly am not the subject matter expert on it. I know later on in the year we're going to be having another webinar with ASTA, and we're going to go deeper into some of these legislative issues and what we can look forward to in the coming year. And hopefully we'll have some more wins on these as well. So I talked about AstaPac, and everyone knows in this world you have to pay to play, so to speak. So we have an AstaPac fund, and it provides contributions to members of Congress's campaigns. And these members of Congress that we are donating directly to provide help on the Hill for us. They are advocates for travel. They have voted the right way when bills came up. They're on committees that make effective change in favor of the travel advisor and the travel industry. So we want to make sure that they stay in office and continue that momentum, and and hopefully more people come on board with travel advisors. So, AstaPac provides a seat at the table, and it's really a not a big secret here that you have to pay to play. So we help strengthen those relationships as well, which is really important, and that's why we do ASTA Legislative Day. We go on the Hill and you meet with your legislatures and you talk about your business and you talk about why your local community business is important and what you do, how it affects the community as a whole. And you're bringing travel to those that want to see the world. And that is very important. Those are the stories you tell when you go to Legislative Day. So I hope some of you are going in September to DC. If not, it will be in October of next year of 2025. So stay tuned. It is my favorite event because you do walk the halls and you tell your story, and it's a very empowering feeling, and it's a very humbling feeling as well. So that really is so we have two sides of the AstaPac. We have one for corporate donations and personal. Personal is really the ones that we need more and more because these are the ones directly donated to campaigns during an election cycle that we want to support. So the corporate campaigns, from, a company as a whole go to administrative costs, which are very important as well, because we have a lobby firm that we want to work with that puts all the appointments together for Legislative Day and does do some of the lobby for us as well. So please donate if you have not. 1,000 Mile Group has set up their own team page. So when you go to asta.org/donate, if you want to go through the web, you can look for your team page, or you can text AstaPac 2050 to 71777. And I'm sure, Karen, I'm going to send these to you. I'll make sure you have all the information. So yep, it's on asta.org. So please help the 1,000 Mile Group meet their goal of $1,000. It's so easy. Just skip a coffee this week, donate $5 or $6. Although these days it's $10 if you want a real fancy coffee. So just skip that coffee this week, donate to AstaPac, and see what kind of difference we can make together. So another part, and really the fun part of advocacy, is on the consumer side. We talk to industry publications as well as national publications about the importance of using an ASTA travel advisor when you book travel. And these are just a few of the many that have reached out to ASTA directly to talk about different issues coming up within travel. What are some trends? Um, how does AI affect travel? You know, when they had the Today Show did a story on have AI, put your vacation together. You know, Erica went on there and said, look, AI is a great tool to help, but there's no way it will beat the personal relationship and conversation you can have with a travel advisor. We really brought the opposite side of that. And that was an opportunity for us to, focus on our advisors that are members of ASTA, and we drove them to our website so they can make connections. So what we also do is on our ASTA Facebook member lounge page, which is for members only, we also give exclusive media opportunities because we know you're the source. They can come to, our staff and ask for, percentages and trends, but they really want to hear from our advisors on what their clients are booking. So over the last few months, these are 3 opportunities that we have had in the member Facebook lounge that have requested have come into our staff to talk with media outlets, especially that one when they had that IT outage and how that really probably did the most free advertising for why to use a travel advisor. Those people waiting in line for 10 hours or just sitting in an airport, if they didn't use a travel advisor, they were stuck. So, if you did, you were calling and their advisor was trying to help them, figure a way out or at least get them a hotel room for the night. So these are just, again, this is a free ASTA member benefit. So if you are a member, please go to Facebook, look for ASTA Member Lounge, and just apply to be in. You just provide your member number, your email, your name, and one of Lana or Tegan here on staff just let you in, and then just check back. It's always posted there, and it's free to you, and you just never know what might happen. So I know a lot of people ask, well, why ASTA? I said, you support me whether I join or not, which is true. We want this industry to remain strong, but the more members we have and a louder voice we have, the stronger we can get. And then we also say, well, I have a great host or a great consortia, which is so important. But we just come alongside and really take that advocacy piece of it. You have great tools and resources and marketing opportunities, a preferred supplier list, which really helps, grow your business, and it helps you promote it. But we come alongside and help defend it. And then in the middle where we overlap, we do have several communities. We have education. So it just, again, connects everything and lays another foundation for your business, as well as with 1,000 Mile Group, who are super advocates for ASTA. So we just appreciate their dedication and their willingness to support ASTA. And here's some other things. It's just the ASTA brand increases consumer trust for your business. When you join ASTA, you're able to download the logo. Make sure you put that on your website and your business cards, anywhere that your clients can see that you have taken the step to join your trade association. And you also have access to member-only resources, which we'll talk about in a minute. It gives you some also clarity and education on some complicated industry regulations. So these are just a few reasons why joining ASTA is so important for yourself and your business. So here are just a few of the membership resources that we have provided for you. As I mentioned, the ASTA logo usage, just really the amount of people that call here asking about legitimacy of a travel advisor agency is overwhelming on a daily basis. And if we don't know them, they're not a member, we can't say yes or no, give that 20,000 deposit. But we can say, well, we have a group here that will be happy to help you, that we can vouch for and verify. And we also have the ASTA ethics code of ethics and the free course that we give along with it and manual. And here's that information. You just go to our website under professional development. And if you want to download this manual, we can take care of that for you as well. And it just gives a little insight about ethics. And we also provide in there as well the Department of Transportation's regulatory compliance handbook. That's free also to members. And it just gives you a little checklist to make sure that you're talking to your clients and saying the right things to them as you're booking their travel. So we like to help increase your industry IQ. Here's several of those opportunities that we have. So when you join ASTA, here's some resources for you. So I hope if you are a member, I hope you're getting the daily email from us, our travel advisor daily email. I hope you got your copy of the Travel Advisor magazine, which comes out quarterly, usually around May timeframe when we're at our convention, and several other options and resources that we have. And here's a listing of some of the a la carte training that you can take. And it's all discounted for our members to $99. So make sure you do want to avail yourself of that. If you are in the VTA certification program, you've probably seen some of these as you start doing your research. So that's a good lead into our Travel Advisor ASTA Verified program. So many of you may have seen this over the last several years, but we have made some changes to it. Zane announced in May that we have taken it from 9 courses to 4. You must be an ASTA member in order to start this program, but then we also added an additional layer for our advisors. You have to at least have a minimum of 2 years of uninterrupted experience in good standing within the business and an annual sales volume. You must have achieved at least, and see, I'm getting used to all these statistics now, an annual sales volume of 500,000 for at least one of the last 5 years, or advisors are required to have at least 5 years of experience in good standing and 250 in sales in one of those years. So it is changed a little bit. If you had already enrolled in VTA, you were grandfathered in. So you should have received some information about that. If you had not, please reach out to me. I'm happy to get that up and running again for you. But this is just another way to, build your professional development. And this coursework is really about the legal aspect of your business. We know you know how to sell travel. We know can speak in public and maybe negotiate a little bit, but it really is the core 4, which really talk specifically about your agency and protecting it and the ethical way to run it and the navigating agency regulatory. So this is really, just a really good business builder. So if you have not, I encourage you to enroll today. The cost is $399 for those 4 courses. You recertify every 2 years, and we have made it really important and easy to recertify now. So it's not only 2 courses, but you can take a course and go to an event. You can do 2 events in a course. So there's really a lot of opportunities and different ways to get engaged with ASTA as well as do your recertification. And we also have our mentoring program, which started a couple of years ago, and this session is ending in the next month or so. So please be on the lookout if you ever have thought about being a mentor. We especially need mentors right now for all the new people to the industry coming in that may not be with a host or a consortia and are kind of just there independently, really trying to build their business. It's great to have somebody come alongside you and kind of guide you and help you and encourage you throughout the way. And if it's something you'd love to be a mentee, visit our mentorship page on our website and learn more information. So as an ASTA member, we also want to save you time and money. How do we do that? We have provided health insurance to our members through a broker that we've made a connection with. So if you're in one of the states that is not green, you are able to get a quote. So you got to go to the website and look at that. And of course, our Member Advantage program. We have legal consultation services at discounted rates. We have a Wellness University Gold course that you can take if you're interested in wellness. That's a $150 value free for members. So, and other things from, website design, and also if you need an office chair or supplies for your office, we have discounts for that as well. So please make sure you're taking advantage of this information. And again, under membership resources, member advantage program. And many of our supplier partners have, stepped up as well and said, hey, if you, book our product and service, we'll give you maybe a little extra commission. So please, again, take advantage of these programs and discounts as you go throughout the year. Also, we also have a trusted supplier network that we have. They've joined ASTA because they know the importance of this network, the immense business that you do, and they want to get connected with the right people. So we have suppliers from all over the globe that are members of ASTA. They again, join and have to, abide by those ethical rules as well. So please, if you're looking for something specific or business type, or in some country, we have some DMCs, search here and they would love to talk to you. And the really fun part is how we stay connected. So we have 50 chapters throughout the United States locally that you can get involved with. I know some areas have less representation, and we're always continuing to look for and add more chapters to our ranks. I know we just had a new one open in Arkansas, and I think we're working towards one in Oklahoma, I believe. So if you think that's something you would love to do, and a lot of advisors in your neighborhood or network and around in your local state and communities, please let us know here at ASTA. We'd love to walk you through that process. And of course, if you want to find a member, if I always, when I do events, he's like, oh, I remember her name, but I can't, remember her last name, or I can't remember where she was from. You can go search her member to member directory and make a connection that way as well. And if you're looking for a specific BDM of a supplier partner, most likely they're going to be listed in this member directory as well. So the next event I did mention was our legislative day next month in September. But we also do have our 2025 River Cruise Expo in Vienna. So right now it's still on a wait list. I do know they are releasing information about pre and post at the beginning of September. So if you are registered, please make sure you're on the lookout for that information over the next month or so, or a few weeks now. So if you are on that wait list, we will be bringing people off. So again, please make sure you're checking your emails, and you can get ASTA emails. Make sure we're whitelisted so we don't get stuck in your spam. So you can take opportunity to make sure you get the pre or post of your choosing. And then, of course, if you again, are on the wait list or feel like I can never get to this event because it sells out so quickly, get on 2025's wait list, because while we're in Vienna, we're going to release 2026 before the world sees it. So you'll get 3 or 4 days to get registered before everybody else. So that's my little insider information for you as we're moving along. So, of course, ASTA Travel Advisor Conference is in May next year in Salt Lake City. We are really excited. This event sold out again when we were in Dallas. So we have almost 700 registered now. So please don't wait. The early bird registration rate goes up in October. So please make sure you are registered, especially if you're on that West Coast. It's a great event, 3 days of education and networking and trade show and just great education. And Aaron Ralston will be our keynote speaker. He was in the 127-hour movie, and his story is so inspirational. So I've come to the end where I think you should join ASTA. I really do. And many of you would probably qualify in that independent contractor membership program. So I do hope that this information has, changed your mind, or at least given you something to think about. But Thousand Mile Group has given, because you're on this webinar and the network for a few more weeks, the opportunity to join and save $50 on your ASTA membership. It's a great investment. It really is. It's not an extra cost, it's an investment on your business, on the future of this industry. So if you need to renew, it's good for you as well. So 1000 Mile is the promo code. You can click on that QR code or go to asta.org/join renew and log into your profile and go ahead and renew at that point. So this is good through 9:30. So please make sure you're making this available to you. So I'm also going to show you my team. There's 6 of us. We work really hard to help support you on a daily basis here at ASTA. And if you need anything from anybody, please do not hesitate to reach out. So with that, Karen, I said about 30 minutes. I pretty much made it. I'm so excited.
Oh, good job, Andrea. Yep, exactly 30 minutes. So thank you so much for that information. If anybody has questions, feel free to take yourself off mute. And if you could raise your hand, you are welcome to answer your questions to Andrea directly right now. Or if you feel more comfortable, you can place your question in the chat. Does anybody have questions for Andrea? Doesn't look that way.
Oh, maybe I did such a great job.
Wow.
Everybody's too busy joining. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, you really covered all the bases, so that's probably why you did such a good job explaining everything to everybody. Jeff Oyster would like you to mention that membership in ASTA is automatic membership in an ASTA chapter.
Thank you, Jeff. He's my ringer right there for me. No, Jeff's really involved in our Rocky Mountain chapter. And yes, once you join National ASTA. But like I said, we have 50 chapters across the country that are sort of like an extension of ASTA locally. And they do a great job making sure people understand why it's important to join. They have trade shows and events and learning as well, professional development. So when you join, your zip code puts you into your proper chapter. So I do always remind people, because some people don't want their information out on the web, like to search or whatever. So they put like a PO box or they use their host agency's, corporate address. But we also need you to put your preferred address, because if you put your business address in Florida, but you actually live in Michigan, you're going to get chapter information from Florida, not Michigan. So make sure that you put your preferred address. There's another address box in there for preferreds, and you can change your chapter. So if you're in Michigan, it's Great Lakes or Mid-Michigan would be your options for chapters. So yes, please make sure and know that once you join ASTA, you're a member of your specific chapter and are free to join them for any events, but also any other chapter. I know many of our advisors travel a lot, or some go from New York and go to Florida for the winter. Just reach out to the local chapter there and say, hey, I'm in town for 2 or 3 months. Do you have anything going on? And they'd love to have you. So our local chapters are great resources and a good opportunity to network as well.
That's great. Okay, so I think if nobody else has any other questions, we're going to end right here. And thank you so much, everybody, for joining. And thank you again, Andrea, for being here.
Thank you, Karen, and thanks everybody for taking the time to learn more. And again, if anybody has questions, either you can email Karen, she'll forward it to me, or I'm happy to respond as well.
Thank you. That's excellent.
Bye,
Take
everybody.
care, everybody.